All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's go. How are we doing on this fine Tuesday morning? It's warmed up to a balmy 42 degrees. Yeah, that's why I still got my heater on because it's so hot outside. I got to keep the house just as hot as it is outside. So, what did we get last night in the NHL? Shall we take a peek? Let's see. Did we get any good results for the Panthers last night? The Wings won. That's not good, but the Senators lost because the Wings won. So that is good. And that's the situation we find ourselves in is as tight as everything is when you get one team that loses, you might not want the other team to win. So we're still there, obviously, with 47 points. The Sens are in last place with 45. And not much has changed. So let's see. Hey, Simon, how we doing? How I think we're going to do in this week's games? Well, we might get Chucky back. So that's good news. Of course, as soon as we get Chucky back, we're going to be missing Seth Jones for a couple of weeks. But we should be okay there. We should be all right. Hey, Colin. Kachuk has shed the non-contact jersey. Good stuff. Finally. Good, good, good. Trent says, good morning, Jaws. Big road trips tonight. Second biggest game of the year and the biggest road trip. Certainly the biggest road trip in the year of the year. Absolutely. And Maurice also said we might get Schwint back during the first four games, which what I thought yesterday made sense is what they're going to do. They're going to come home after the four games. Since we have those 3 days off, we're going to come home and then go back out on the road to Carolina. So that makes sense. So we might get Schwint back, might get Kachuk back during those first four games. Hey, Trent, do I think we would have won 2 cups with Volkun? I mean, with the team that we have now, maybe. It's hard to say, right? Because when you look at his history, how did he do in the playoffs? Right? So he didn't have a whole lot of opportunity in the playoffs. He did play pretty well. He played with Nashville in 2003, lost in 6, and then with Nashville in 2006, lost in 5, but he had decent numbers. And then he started 11 games for the 12-13 Penguins in the playoffs and went, 6-5 with a 2.01 and a 9.33. So small sample size, but very possible. Very possible. Hard to say, right? Hey, scientists. Justin Sordiff recorded a hat trick last night. One of only 5 rookies to get a hat trick this decade. Really? Wow. I would have thought, I mean, that's one every other year. Huh. Good for him, though. Shine says, realizes I finally got my flight back to Toronto yesterday that the Cats were flying there as well. I should have just bunked with them. So Sam Bennett received a text this morning saying he's a potential injury replacement for Team Canada. Damn it. No update on the sponsors right now, Simon. No update on that as the thing. The trivia thing is coming. We finally got that all set up. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe I don't want to say we're going to do it on Locals Friday night. Maybe Thursday night. I think the first time we do it, though, we're just going to do a member stream. Hey, Hungry. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, low quality. He's a good dude. Absolutely good dude. We had a lot of fun. Oh, I see that, Hungry. Michael says, sort of hat trick. Did Zito make a mistake? No, because there was nowhere to put him. had we not been interested in re-signing Marchand, then maybe there would have been room for Sordiff next to Lundell and Luosterainen. But once Marchand re-signed, we don't have room for the guys we have. You know what I mean? Scientist says, how would the cap work when we bring Chucky back? Would we have to do some roster surgery? A little bit. I think it's just going to be about sending a couple of guys down. Nobody's going to have to get waived. But they also, they can move. There's a couple of guys, I think Nosek and Kulikov are only on IR, not LTIR, I believe. There was hold on a second. There was an article by George last week that went over it a little bit, and it's just some housekeeping in terms of moving guys around. So, like, it's showing here that Nosek and Kulikov are on LTIR. So I'm not sure what we're going to need to do. Certainly, we'll have to send guys down. We won't be able to have any extras, or maybe only have the one extra. The Seth Jones thing complicates things a little bit because now we do have to have another defenseman up, which is interesting because they called up Bournefoot, but they're still going to play Sabrango. But I do feel like it's possible that when Chucky comes back, cap-wise, we'll probably have to send Bournefoot back down and then probably Studnicka as well. One of those, probably both of those guys that have to get sent down to clear space. But we're not in a position where we have to like move anybody or trade anybody. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Hey, which by the way, in case you guys didn't see it, I guess Chucky and a few of the players are trying to get the Panthers Sharks game. They're trying to get the time on that game changed if the Hurricanes make the national championship game. So that's something to watch out for. If the Hurricanes win on Thursday, Chucky is saying he hopes that they can get the Panther game moved in terms of timing. Yeah, Caleb, Lightning and the Avs will be a good game tonight. Hungry. Yeah, with Barkov still out, that does make, we still have to move a couple of guys, but not like trade away any cap space or anything. Remember, we only get like 3.8 in relief from Barkov. I understand. I completely agree with you there, Caleb. And says, why would Bennett want to represent Canada when the fans have spoken so terribly of him? They want Bedard. I mean, I hope he doesn't go for selfish reasons because, he's going to be more rested. Hey, Goat Slayer, appreciate that, bud. Maybe a collab game stream sometime. Not sure. We didn't. He works a regular job. Excuse me. He works a regular job, so all the work that he find, it's hard for him to find time for things. So we'd have to work on setting that up. Maybe if there's a playoff game, that would be fun. Mike, I understand. I don't necessarily disagree. I'd prefer to three-peat, right? What the heck? Oh, Leia's got a squeaky ball. In case you guys hear any noises going on, she's got a squeaky ball. Hungry says, please, God, let the bolts loose to the Avs. The shit talking would be too funny. There was a trade between the Hurricanes and the man. I did not hear that. Somebody will have to cue. I did not see that. I was doing some eBay work this morning, so I didn't get a chance to look at things. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, just a minor trade. Yeah. Interesting that you figure if anybody's going to trade with the Canes. I mean, it's just for future considerations too. So, just being main, he's got some NHL experience, but yeah, like not much to report there. Real says, sorry, football ran for a second, but not only is McDaniel probably keeping his job, but he gets to help pick the GM. I know. I get it, Real. 100% there, man. Yeah, let's go. Stephen Ross is just punking us at this point. Shine says, did anyone see the prices for the game-worn jerseys for the Winter Classic? I know. I saw Marchand's was like $2,300 or something. Just, dude, right? Gaylor says, the Bolts fans started a hate campaign against us all season due to our play style, and now they're the ones who got jumped by the Sharks for sending goons after Celebrini. I saw that. I saw Hagel getting all pissed off at everybody. That was kind of fun. Would Bournefoot play at all? I don't think so. Especially now that we just beat Colorado with Sabrango in. I think Bournefoot would be up on the road trip as just an emergency situation if somebody got hurt. But then when Chucky is moved off of LTIR, he probably have to get sent back down. Yeah, Goat Slay. I agree with you there. Flyboy says Lightning and Canes fans have become bigger crybabies than the Leafs. The Panthers, when I say the Panthers have broken some teams. We've definitely broken some teams. Eventually somebody's gonna enjoy beating us though. But if we win the third straight cup, I think at that point we just kind of concede that we're not going to win 4 straight and we just take a nap next year. You know? Aleshka says, I listened to the enemy pod this morning, Leafs, and they've dubbed us the Big Bad Panthers. Yeah, I like that. I'll take that nickname, sure. We'll take that. Yeah, exactly, Hunger. With the Bolts, it's ironic. They never, I mean, like Low Quality said yesterday, they only really pay attention to how dirty you are when you win. Scientist says Chucky was practicing in a white jersey which signifies top 6. So that's interesting. If Chucky's top 6, Lundell, Luosterainen, Reinhart, Bennett, Tkachuk, well, what was the other white jersey? I guess the question at that point would be, well, who was the other white jersey? Did they move Samoskevich up, or I guess they'll just leave Verhaeghe there, right? Which would make the third line Rodriguez with Verhaeghe. No, Rodriguez with Marchand and Samoskevich? Huh. These are good problems to have, don't you think? Whether or not we should have Marchand or Tkachuk in the top 6. But I would suspect that they would prefer Marchand on the third line for energy conservation. I would suspect that. Real says Czech and Latvia have released their Olympic rosters. Czechs are taking Vladar, and they're in the same group as Canada. Poor Reinhart and Marchand won't be able to score on them. Vladar is pretty good, man. No doubt. Yeah, future considerations is always getting traded. I've never seen him play a game either, Shines. The dude just constantly gets traded. I don't think he's ever been brought up. Yeah, Craig, 2,300 for a losing jersey. I know. That's I mean, take the zero off of it and we'll consider it. Flyboy says Lightning will take us out so we don't surpass their run. I mean, I'm sure that's their motivation, no doubt. Like I was saying, if the Panthers and Lightning don't meet in the first round, whoever's playing Tampa is going to get pummeled because there's no way that Tampa's going to allow themselves to lose a round until they play Florida. Like they may want to eliminate us more than they want to win the cup. Marchand's jersey is up to 37.10. God, Jesus. Yeah, some people have money, I guess, right? Kachuk is over $1,000 and he didn't even play. That's what. Now, I guess these are the Winter Classic worn jerseys, right? But the ones that they wore the other night, I assume, were different, or were they the same? And they won't because they're supposed to wear the Winter Classic jersey one more time. Tavares only has 3 goals in the last 21 games, and 1 is empty net. Well, he ain't getting any younger, right? Not that that's the problem, but Simon, I'm not sure what to expect. I think Canada's got the best forward group. United States probably has maybe the best goaltending. The Finns, in terms of playing defense, probably the best. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll put it that way. You would expect United States and Canada to be the final two, but anything can happen. It's not a complete slam dunk that both of those two teams are going to meet in the finals. They're going to have to play. Yeah, the Panthers are the bad boys of hockey. Let's go. They're meanies, they're bullies. That's a good question, Trent. Let me see if they've put out a lineup yet. Let's see. Do we have I don't know. It doesn't look like the NHL has put the daily lineups out yet. So I would suspect it's going to be Bobrovsky. I'd be shocked if Maurice gave Tarasov two games in a row. Real says, I just hope we inspire a good dangle rant tonight without injuring anyone. Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, I would agree, Gosler. I would think Barkov would sell for higher than Chucky. Is there a Barkov one is there even a Barkov one? Yeah, I like that idea, Colin. Yeah, Czech has a sneaky good team. Yeah, it's not set in stone. Lechka says Bennett's response to not being selected for the Olympics because Cooper is a dickhead broke my heart. Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. Craig says if Bob retires after this season, who do the Cats go after? I like Gustafsson from the Wild, but if he doesn't get a deal done. I don't even know if we can have that conversation, Craig. I think if Bob decides to retire, Zito just needs to convince him not to retire. Like, I don't know what you would do. I think that would completely surprise them. I mean, like I said yesterday, when when we traded Spencer Knight and they asked Maurice, who's the future? They said, coach said Sergei Bobrovsky. So I think that they would be shocked to see him retired. I'd like to see an extension, but that's a question, Craig, that I don't have a decent answer for. Because you're smack dab in the middle of a cup window at that point. Wall is a net tonight for the Leafs. Gotcha. Hey, Nearmac. Yeah, Bob's not been spectacular. He's been good in some moments, and then there's some big saves that we're used to him making that he's not making as at high of a rate as we're used to. Gold Slayer, yeah, you'll continue to hope for Bennett to do good as long as he's doing Benny's buddies. That's a good point. Who's the injury that he might be a replacement for on Canada's roster? I mean, Canada's roster is just loaded. Like if Bennett was from the United States, it wouldn't even be remotely close to a question. Still not sure. I understand the justification, but Trocheck over Robertson just sounds stupid to me. And then when you look at Trocheck's numbers for this year, especially, you're like, yeah, I mean, I see that the game that the U.S. is trying to play, but I mean, it'd be nice to have Robertson on the team. It just, you can have guys that are, I wouldn't say necessarily finesse, but you can have guys that are more offensive minded and still win a defensive minded game. It's nice to have guys that have that natural ability. Trent says, I see the U.S. finishing third in the Olympics. Call me crazy, maybe even fourth. I mean, I want them to win, but at the same point, well, it wouldn't rest that many guys anyway. Yeah. Alechka says, Habs media is so offended Caulfield and Hudson didn't make it. They're legit saying Hudson's like Makar. The Caulfield thing a little bit, that's another. I mean, what's he got? I mean, I'll tell you what, whenever we play him, he's a pain in the ass. I know that. I mean, I know he's not the biggest guy in hockey, right? 5'8", $175, but the dude's got 20 goals. Again, the same thing as with Robertson. It's like you're leaving a lot of goals on the bench for guys like Trocheck and Keller. Okay, Keller's not the biggest guy in the world either. He kind of deserves it, but I don't know about over Caulfield. But Trocheck's numbers have just been abysmal. For a guy that's on the Olympic team. Yeah, Trent, Trocheck's numbers, we looked at this the other day. Like it's not good. 10 goals, 15 assists. He's -8. Like over Robertson with 20. I think Robertson's got 24 goals. Like what? I mean, not sure what the hell that happened. Real says, when I made my picks, I had Robertson, Caulfield, and Kane over Nelson, Miller, and Keller. I mean, Miller, you had to figure with Sullivan, one of those guys was going to get in. Okay, they put Miller in. But if they, you can only have so many great in heart and soul, and you got to have guys that can also put the puck in the back of the net. And then what are they counting on Tkachuk for? He hasn't even played a game yet. Who knows what, he's not a huge offensive produce. I mean, he'll get you your points, but he's not a goal scoring scorer. You know what I mean? Like it's still the same greasy kind of in the front of the net style. And it just seems like the United States went all in on that, on how they're going to play. Yeah, I would agree with you about Hudson. Simon, well, do I think we're going to get back to being a full team again? Well, I mean, Barkov's not coming back to the playoffs. But past that, everybody should be back at some point. Alechka, who's like 5'4", Caulfield? Caulfield, it says he's 5'8". I'm just reading what it said. I don't know if he's really 5'8". Maybe he's 5'8" on skates. Hey, Kenneth, wouldn't it be funny if they're eliminated because of a Trocheck tripping penalty? That's a good question, Hungry. I haven't seen anything about that. The Landeskog injury. Let me see if I can. Let me see. What's this thing from the Denver Post? All we heard is that he's expected to miss some time. Like we don't know anything past that. What about Colorado hockey now? Let me see. Landeskog's status is the most pressing. He's traveling back for further evaluation, but I don't even know what they're assuming that it's a rib injury, but I don't know. It kind of looked like he might have got hurt there with getting, that toe pick getting stuck in the ice there. Scientist says, which lines would I rather see? Bennett with Chucky and Sam Miskevich like last year, or Erod, Marchand, Verhaeghe, or keep Verhaeghe on the second line and Samo on the third, or maybe the rat line with Swaggy, Erod, Samo. So Lundell, Luosterainen, Reinhart, Bennett, Tkachuk, Samiskevich, Rodriguez with Marchand and Verhaeghe. I think that's the best usage for guys to be well-rounded, because then you've got Tkachuk and Marchand on different lines. If you're going to have Samiskevich in the top 9, I feel like you're better suited to have him with Bennett and Tkachuk than with Rodriguez and Marchand. Although Marchand and Samiskevich on the ice at the same time, that could be some fun. I wouldn't be against it either way, honestly. And I would suspect that, what about Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhart. So Luosterainen's on top right now. So Lundell, Luosterainen, and Reinhart, Bennett, Tkachuk, Samiskevich, Rodriguez, Marchand, Verhaeghe. That's what I would like to see, but you can swap Samiskevich and Verhaeghe there pretty interchangeably, depending on if either one of them decides to put the puck in the back of the net on any given day. Verhaeghe's had chemistry with everybody. When I think about it, it's like I know Samo had good chemistry with Bennett and Tkachuk, but I wouldn't mind seeing him with Marchand. Like, they could cause a lot of havoc together. So, either way, kind of might actually like that idea more. Samiskevich with Rodriguez and Marchand. Give Marchand a few less minutes and give Samiskevich the benefit of playing with Marchand. Might help teach him a couple of things. So maybe that would be the way to go, right? What are we laughing about over here? Austin Power Matthews, he's got his mojo back. Hungry. Yeah, I hope Landeskog is okay. Hey, Colby, you going to Isles Preds in Nashville on Thursday? That should be fun. Real says, I can't wait to root for Gensel and McAvoy again and Austin Matthews. Colin says, still to be determined for Tkachuk's return, but it depends on how he feels today after his practice via Pierre LeBrun. Okay. That sounds good. So maybe not tonight, but maybe Thursday night. That sounds good. The sooner the better. Colby says, I can't wait to see the conspiracies if Florida beats Toronto. Oh, I'm sure it'll be something. I'm sure it'll be something. Unless we just absolutely wipe the floor with them. And there's, because if it's a close game, there's going to be some kind of call that they say, you know, we got rigged for us. You know what I mean? Colby says, Leaf fans are the perfect example of grass is greener on the other side. Oh, Stolars were in net. Has Stolars come back yet? Is that guy, is he ruined? Like, and I'm not saying that to be a smartass. Like, is he going to be able to come back? This is just really, I hate to see this for the dude. He was a big part of us. Mike, yeah, Romar, that's Olechka. That's Olechka, yeah. Colin, you think the Habs game for Tkachuk's return? That would be nice. Maybe we can finally beat them. Jesus, I'm sick of losing to Montreal, right? And that's kind of what this road trip, you know, it's like you don't want to lose to the Leafs, and then I'm sick and tired of losing to the Canadians. Like he says, oh, damn, if we get to play another Coyote versus Roadrunner game on Thursday, I know. I'm sick of playing the Canadians. Somehow, actually, leave the standings the way they are just with us in the playoffs. Detroit, Tampa, Montreal, Florida. Leave it. Just make sure we're in a wild card. Because then if it works out right, we could play the Wings. I'm good. And let the Lightning and Canadians play each other. Yeah. Let's just do that. I'll be okay with that. I'll be good there. No disrespect to the Red Wings, but I'm sure any Red Wings fans could understand we want nothing to do with Tampa and Montreal. I'd rather only have to play one of Tampa and Montreal. If we can only play one of them, wouldn't that be something crazy if Montreal was able to beat the Lightning? Like Tampa's older than us, and well, not Vasilevsky. Tampa probably will. Who knows? Colin, the Habs on a back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. That helps. Who are they playing? Who are they playing Wednesday, Colin? Colby says, Philly or the Isles can play the Metro and Florida could play them. Yeah, depending on how the standings work out. Hey, if the Canes want to play us, well, I'm not going to say we want Carolina, though. I almost got tricked into that. Real says, Josh, thinking about this all wrong. How about Tampa and Montreal both collapse and we get in with Detroit and Buffalo? I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out of hallucinogens, so I don't know if I can foresee that. They play the Flames. I don't think Tampa's fixing to collapse. But yeah, how about that? So how about our road to the three-peat is Detroit and then Buffalo and then the Islanders and then let's look over here and then the Sharks shock the Western Conference and they get in, and yeah, how about that? How about we just avoid all the big boys altogether? Colby says, not sure I want to deal with Vladar. Yeah, I don't. How's his numbers doing, by the way? I know he was a pain in the ass when we played him last year, and obviously you see what the Flyers are doing right now. His numbers are pretty solid. He's just so big, 6'5", 209. All right, August 20th. He's right around my birthday. So yeah, his numbers are good, you know. Excuse me. And it just goes to show you the difference where you play. Because he played 4 years in Calgary, and his best numbers were 275 and 906. And that was his first year, and then he kept getting, but now he's just way better. Calgary might have should have held on, but that's the way it goes. Oh, okay. If somebody was on the porch, I'm going to see what it was. Who would be the most surprising team, Simon? I mean, right now, based on who's in the playoffs, we'd be out. So I don't even want to have that discussion. I mean, the Penguins are still in a playoff spot. I would have to say right now that would be the biggest surprise. Goat Slayer says, can't Montreal not make it? Toronto matches with Tampa, and we get Toronto again. Then the Cats can be the boogeyman, and I won't be upset to watch the Leafs lose to help the Cats advance. Is that really fair to the Leafs, though? Like, isn't that kind of abusive? That's kind of abusive, Goat Slayer. It's kind of, I think, I'm not even sure it would be legal at this point for us to beat them again in the second round. Like at some point, Lechka says, another thing I heard, excuse me, sorry. Another thing I heard from the pods, I don't trust the Panthers. They're not what they are right now. They turn it on closer to the playoffs and beat everybody. That's true. That is very true. Flyboy says, who are the two least shocking teams other than the Panthers I would see winning the Eastern Conference? If Florida doesn't win it, I would be shocked. What's the question? Oh, yeah. The two least shocking teams. So if Florida doesn't win it, I would be absolutely stunned if the Lightning didn't. I don't trust the Canes. I don't trust the Isles. The Flyers, I mean, are they there? I don't know. The Capitals, I don't know. Like, to me, it's like if you remove Florida from the equation, the Lightning should win the conference. And that's just they've got the experience. If Vasilevsky can play well, if his play can go back to what it was in the playoffs before the last couple of years, like, I would be stunned if the Lightning didn't win it, if Florida doesn't. Kane's looking at getting in Demko and Pettersson from the Canucks. But Demko's like a bag of rocks right now, right? What's Demko's numbers? All right. He's okay. He's all right. 272 and a 906. I mean, Thatcher Demko is not saving the Canes. He's just not. The Canes just are the Canes. They just are. It's indefinable. Hey, Adonis, how you doing? Flyboy, you say you don't think any Eastern team has a chance in hell of the Cup if they make it to the finals? In terms of in terms of winning the whole thing, it's a tough sell. If Colorado can stay healthy, and that's going to be tough. There you go, Mike. He says it doesn't matter Who gets in or where the championship comes back to South Florida? If this team wins 3 straight, I mean, you think they hate us now. You think they hate us now. Screen size says, coming in late on this, but those Winter Classic jerseys being auctioned aren't game worn. They're off the rack jerseys that the players signed. Oh, Jesus, that's all? They're not even game worn? I wonder how many people are bidding just assuming they're game worn. Game worn? That's not a word, Jaws, but you know what I mean. I wonder how many people placed a bid assuming. Wow. So they're just signed, not even more. Whoa. Good grief, man. I'm in the wrong business. Colby, yeah, we were talking about the Pacific yesterday. Nobody in the Pacific has a positive goal differential. The Kraken, I mean, yeah, it's the Pacific is stupider than the Atlantic right now. You know, I mean, the Canucks are awful, but they're not even 10 points out of first place. I know they're not going to come back, but I'm just saying, as bad as the Canucks have been, like, Trent, you think the Pens won't make it? Probably. So the Panthers are on a 94-point pace despite the injuries, and that's pretty damn good considering. Mike says if the Kraken won a Stanley Cup, would be stolen during the parade and pawned for drugs. Damn it, I got to read those things before I read them. Is that right, Colby? Ari says Maurice should have a little bit more confidence in Tarasov. I think overall he's done good for us the first half of the season, although the numbers say otherwise. Give Bobby some time to rest. I completely agree. Tarasov's numbers are better than Bob's. I know that's not saying a whole lot right now, but Tarasov's save percentage is at least over 900. I mean, he's got a 281 and a 904, and Bobrovsky is at 284 and 885. Now, wait a minute. Do they have the same exact goals against? 284. Did I just say Tarasov was 284? Hold on a second. Hold on. 281. So basically, they have almost the exact same goals against, but Tarasov's save percentage is 20 percentage points better. Played fewer games, but yeah, I'd love to see Tarasov get more starts. Hey, Adonis. So Bubba's getting the start, and Gregor's finally coming in for Studnicka. That's good. That's good. I was wondering when that was going to happen. And yeah, Chucky's in the regular jersey. We need to hear that. That's good stuff. Sabrango with Petrie, good enough. The Kraken are 7-0-1 since trading Mason Marchment. Huh? Who knew? Real says, as I tell Leaf fans, have never considered the reason they keep collapsing in the playoffs is because they try to gatekeep the sport. Huh? Don says Bob should get all 3 starts this week. Then we'll see if Daniil should get starts the second half of the road trip. So let's see here. I don't know, man. I'd rather Bob get 2 and Tarasov get 1. Like Bob against the Leafs and Canadians, Tarasov against the Senators. Now, we've got those days off, so I mean, yeah, I could see us playing Bob Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then playing Tarasov against the Sabres on Monday. And that would give Bobrovsky almost a whole week off between the Senators game on Saturday and the Hurricanes game on Friday. But maybe Maurice might just finally be ready to give Tarasov a few more saves. Goat Sayers, if that's abuse of the Leafs, I really have a messed up way of showing them that I care. Oh. So Adonis says, yeah, give Bob almost every single game this road trip except for Buffalo and maybe the Canes. So I'm curious, Adonis, why you would want to roll with Bobrovsky so heavily when Tarasov has been playing better than Bobrovsky. I'm just curious why you feel strongly about rolling so heavily with Bobrovsky. Let's just says there's this fun thing I do occasionally do on NHL related posts. All right, Florida hockey capital of the world. Heads immediately explode. Oh, that's too good. That's too good. So Colby still thinks Florida would wipe the floor with Montreal in a series. Let's put it this way. Either that's accurate or the opposite is accurate. Because either they just keep beating us in the regular season because they're putting forth a tremendous amount of effort and we're really not, or we have a problem against that team. Exactly, Craig. Yeah, the Canes' most important need is a bunch of cap space. Flyboy says about 5 teams in the West that could kick it into the next level in the playoffs like the Panthers do. Oh, Colorado, Dallas, Vegas, Edmonton. That's 4. I mean, maybe Minnesota. Maybe. Yeah, Harry. Chucky's with the regular jerseys. So hopefully he'll be back soon. Hungry, you're sleep deprived though. Thought just occurred. Is Doug Sifu still indefinitely suspended by the league? I believe so. I believe his indefinite suspension is indefinite. You know what I mean? I don't suppose Vinny Viola is in a rush to get him back. Yeah, there's nothing about him being back at all. I don't suppose that Viola's in a big rush for that. Colby says Florida proved they can defensively stifle Colorado, especially missing guys. I'm happy about that. Oh, Simon, the NFL playoff pool ended, bud. It ended a few weeks ago. Steven won the championship. We made a post about it on the football channel. Yeah. Kyle finished, I think, in 3rd place, 4th place. I managed to finish ahead. I think I finished in 6th. I finished in 6th place, even though I had the same regular season record as Steven, who won the damn league. But he beat me in the last game of the season, so he made the playoffs and I didn't. Oh, let's go. Yeah, Cooper Black is 6'8". He's a big dude. He's a big dude. Yeah, all Cooper has to do is squat in the net. Colin think, yeah, just let Tarasov get the Sens game. I'd like to see him play a little bit more. That's for sure. Hey, David, how you doing, bud? Lechka says they would absolutely wipe the floor with the Habs, Jaws. I think you forget who the Cats turn into during the playoffs. Hey, I'm going to see Barkov on ice. I want to see Barkov on ice. But I get what you're saying. I understand. Don't forget, I didn't want to play Tampa both years. And now that worked out. So I'll just keep the same energy for for the Habs. Minnesota has two-time Stanley Cup champion Vladimir Tarasenko. Yeah. I wouldn't exactly call him a passenger, but who's winning the Super Bowl? The Patriots. Mike thinks it's the Jaguars. I think the Patriots are going to win. I know that nobody expected them to be that good, but Vrabel's got them. The Patriots are going to piss everybody off. That's who's going to win. Is the team that would piss everybody off. I don't trust any of the teams in the NFC. David says, Avs are on the back end of a back-to-back, so let's not have to get too crazy. You cite a good game, but next one is more important. Well, yeah, you can't go losing to the Leafs, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sifu's got his money. He just needs to go off to the side. You know what I mean? I've talked to him a couple of times back in the day, and we had our share of Twitter. What's the word I would use? Communications. To say I wasn't shocked that he got caught up in what he got caught up in, I was not surprised. He's a good guy, but he's 100% a hothead, and it just is what it is. Colin says, I got the Seahawks or Rams winning it all, but the Texans are a dark horse. The Texans could surprise some people, sure. David's in favor. Let's go Jags. As long as Buffalo doesn't win. Real. No. How about Aaron Rodgers going out winning the Super Bowl? How would you guys like that? Yeah, the Toronto fans already hate us enough. You know. Flyboy says it was Leafs fans who were shocked when Sifu attacked them. Yeah, I mean, look, Doug is and when I started the channel, Doug was on Twitter as if he was a fan like one of us. Like if you've ever gone to Twitter and seen a thread of Panther fans just really going at each other and calling each other names, and really Sifu would be like right in the middle of those. And no different. If you didn't know who he was, you would just think he was just some pissed off fan. And he would get into it with me and Jeff and a bunch of other people. And it would all be in good fun at the end of the day. There wasn't anything nasty about it. But you could see where at some point down the road, he would allow himself to be triggered into saying something that maybe would get him in trouble. Yeah, he's a good guy, but he needs somebody in his corner. In fact, the reason why he got off of Twitter doing that back then was he said, my wife says I got to stop doing this, so I'm leaving Twitter for a while. I guess at some point he came back on and started doing it. But yeah, he needs somebody in his corner to kind of help him smooth the edges over a little bit, because he gets pretty worked up, you know. And it is what it is. Oh, I don't want to make a score prediction, Simon. I've been so bad at that lately. I've been really bad at the score predictions. I used to be like damn near perfect at it. I don't want to do it. I'm retired from score predictions. I got to get the football video out though. I don't think I did what I did with I wanted to do with my picks. I don't think I made it to less than 100 losses. Lately. No, David, for a while I was good at it. And like the first Maurice year, like I was on a roll. No, but it's true. It's like I went from, like, it's like gambling. It's like I had beginner's luck and everybody, hey, what's the score? What's the score? And I would be getting it damn near right almost every night. And then I don't know. I lost my psychic abilities. Leska says, my prediction is Matthews will score a hat trick, 2 in his own net. Flyboy says, we need to win this while Nylander is out, but Leafs fans believes they're on a free ride to a playoff spot with Matthews scoring now. Like, I mean, okay. So they were like absolutely killing this guy, right? Come on. Why is Matthews not coming up? Google. Jeez. So let me see. All right. So he's got his 20 goals. All right. So in the last, I guess that he scored 3. He scored the hat trick, and then he got 2 the other night. So yeah, he's on a little bit of a hot streak there, no doubt. I mean, it's not like the guy sucks, right? Like, what are they expecting from this guy? I guess 60 goals. I guess that's what they're expecting from him. So we'll see. I mean, they played the Jets. He got the hat trick against the Jets, which not exactly gonna impress me. And then against the Islanders, he got 2 goals, but somehow still managed to be an even on the plus minus. So I would hold off on the I would hold off on the Austin Matthews worship. Shesterkin was hurt last night. Mike, how do you see if you've got people blocked? I don't know the answer to that question. That I don't know. What roster moves happen if Tkachuk is reactivated? I don't know exactly who, but you'd probably be looking at like Bournefoot. Just people sent back down to the AHL. We don't have to like trade anybody or anything like that. I think Bournefoot would be sent back down. Studs might. The Jones situation complicates things a little bit because he's not going to be on LTIR. So you have to have the extra guy up to make room, because somebody has to play. So that math might change a little bit, but we're not in any position where we actually would have to trade somebody. But, I guess we could. I'm not sure if Studs is waiver exempt. I know Bournefoot is, so, or is he? Oh, no, I guess no. He keeps clearing because we got him off waivers. Interesting. So, but nothing big has to happen. Yeah, the standard for Austin and Leafland is absurdly high. So, all right, everybody, I got to roll. I promised Kyle getting to the gym, and he's shuffling around out there waiting for me. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Much appreciation. And so tonight, 7:30 is face off. So 6:45 ish, maybe a little bit sooner than that, will be the members pregame stream. So appreciate y'all. Much love, much appreciation. And we'll see you tonight when we beat the crap out of Toronto.